I have spent a lot of time in this box, trying to roll over what exactly my plan is with this area. I've just taken a spot in space and then just made a big box. A think box. So now I just come in here to think and do my daily exercise. Perhaps I might do some squats or maybe even a bit of morning yoga. But it hasn't been all in vain. I have finally figured out, I think, through all of my various mental exercises and fishing and whatnot, I think I have determined how exactly I would like to do this. Because obviously the goal here has been to move and create a sustainable mob farm, wherein I will acquire large amounts of blocks and food and pretty much everything that I said I was not going to do when I first came here. It's been several months now since I've come here to Stonewall, since I've escaped. I've been here the whole time, haven't left, so I've had a lot of time alone in isolation to really reflect on my current mental state and state of living, and I've realized that this think box has actually been very necessary, because this think box has given me sort of a blank canvas wherein I can envision just about anything that I want. And that's partly why I haven't touched it in quite a while. I've kind of left this box alone. I like the fact that it's empty. The fact that right now, opportunity still exists. I've had a lot of ideas about what to do with this box. I think my plan is going to be to move Aftermath into this box, and I'll just live inside this box for the remainder of my life. I currently only have 256 fence gates. This means I can start by initially creating a 16 by 16 square, which for right now wouldn't be so bad. Right now, the thing about it is, as long as we get a good pull starting with our Guardian farm, then we can continue to expand it after it has already been built. So my concern isn't so much with the size of the farm, but here's how I'm going to lay this out. Basically, here's first of all what we have to do is these fence gates will have to be arranged in an array that in this case will be 16 by 16 for right now, and we'll have to open them all. What that'll do is it will influence the water blocks that we place on top of these to flow downward, which means that any guardians that spawn in here will be pushed down, and then from there we're going to take them via water currents into this center area. Now, this is not going to be a fall trap thing. I'm not going to put a big pool of lava down here. I've worked very hard to get this far, and the whole point is that it pretty much is multi-purpose. So what I've decided is going to happen is I'm going to have the Guardians funnel into a very long nether portal. Okay? When the nether portal is active, they will get transported into the nether where they will collect, and I will use potions of poison or something to kill them. And that will be the XP trap. That'll be the XP portion of the farm. If, however, the portal is off, then they will continue on into a second chamber where they will be killed by lava and other natural means to collect all their drops. The frame will be decorated with the following blocks. Oh, I didn't think this part through. Okay, my math was a little off, so I had to redo the platform. It's now, I think, 20 by 20, because I hadn't taken this into account. See, you have to make all the water blocks adjacent to blocks, because if you don't, then the water is not going to get pushed downward. And we want it to be pushed downward so that all the guardians that spawn will literally be pushed downward. Also, if you're wondering why this is not centered, it's because I allowed my emotions to get the best of me. Hey there, little guy. What are you up to today? Now it is time for the ultimate test. What? This is taking too long. Peppercorn? Ah, damn it. Right, I forgot there needs to be a block beneath the ice for that to work. After a little bit of reading and sitting here and waiting, our ultimate test failed. I just realized that I need to lower pretty much this whole thing, significantly so, because they are not going to spawn this high. Okay, nobody saw that. And here I was thinking that was an actual guardian. Hello. Let him loose, let him loose. Okay, this next part I did not think through in its entirety. Dear God. Aha. So we need this. Can get rid of that. Okay. All we have to do is build a platform here that they'll fall on. And from there, we're going to have the water funnel over this way, I think, all the way to the edge, so that way they can funnel into another portal. Because remember, I'm going to have them go into the portal when it's on. If the portal is not on, they'll go further into a chamber where we will kill them. So if we just have this platform here, all we have to do is figure out, we'll have to probably start over there if I want to funnel it this way, or I could funnel it that way. If I funnel it that way, we have to start over here. And I only say that because it's kind of back there behind. Or I can funnel it going this way. Wherever I funnel it, the point is that that's where the portal is going to be. So like if I want the entrance to Aftermath to be over here, I might consider funneling it this way. Because if we funnel the water this way, the sort of collection is going to be over here somewhere. Alternatively, it might just be better to have them all funnel to the center. You know what? This could be actually a really fun mini game. Oh my god. I need to really build bigger portals. Oh, mighty beasts of the sea. This is a really dangerous game of water balloons. And I've officially lost. I got him. Oh, shit. There it is. My first death at Stonewall. Well, this sucks. So, I have 5 minutes to figure out how the hell I'm gonna do this. I have an idea. I mean, it's a stupid idea, but it is an idea nonetheless. Oh, at least I've got my bow. Okay. Great. Sometimes the stupid ideas are the best ones, right? No? That's not a saying? Okay. Alright. Okay. Now I can get back to business. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. Guardians are going to fall in here. They're going to travel through here. They're going to, when the portal's activated, go through the portal, and we'll create the kill chamber on the other side for XP. Now, if this portal's off, they're going to continue to fall through another chamber that'll look exactly like this, going the opposite direction, so it'll be centered again, sort of. And then we'll create a chamber there also, which we're going to do right now, actually, because by default, I don't have the killing chamber set up yet, so I'm not going to turn this on. So instead, we're just going to continue to send them on down, I think, until we work out the rest of this. Portal, no portal, then come down. They will fall into this pit. Now, this pit, I considered an item elevator that would shoot the items back up, but I don't know, and it wouldn't be far, but the thing is our storage unit, I don't want to be beneath this platform. So the only real feasible way to make that possible is to make an item elevator that makes them that transports the items to somewhere else. So I just have to figure that out. Now this is starting to pile up a little bit. I do want to get this system going, so I think what I'll do is get this finished up, get this lava going, and then I'm just going to start sending them through just to test it out and make sure that this much works before we go any further. Oh, well, now I can't see. Well, this is quite the cluster. Time for the first test. Where the hell are all my drops? Alright, well, what if we do it a block lower? Maybe that's the problem, is they're too high. The drops they're getting burned. I mean, they're obviously getting burned. Not acting as though I don't know that part. Aha! That was it. You saw what I saw, right? Squid! I didn't even think about that part. If squid die inside the machine, then that means that their squid ink drops are going to end up right here. Right? Because, yes, they will follow the path of the water, but they will stop right here. So what we need to do is connect. We need to put some hoppers back here so that way we can get any ink drops, ink sacs from the squid that the guardians kill and connect it right here. This is going to get a little messy. Shit. Okay, yes. Hello. Well, ideally they're not going to die right there. So now what we have to do is separate the nether portals, and by that I mean we need a separate portal for transportation, and because what's probably going to happen is the portal that I have in there is going to become sort of the portal that takes it. That's where I currently have it in the nether. So that's going to be turned into the collection chamber, which means we need a separate portal a reasonable distance away that would serve as our new entrance to this place. Now here's what should happen. I should go through this portal and it should spawn me where all these other portals have been spawning me. Okay, it did that. But now, let's see what happens when I go back through. Okay, so now what if we break this portal? Go back through this portal, and then build a new portal closer in elevation to our new portal in the overworld. Aha! Perfection. Let's make sure that this sends us back to that same portal and not the one on the bottom. Indeed it did. Now what we must do is make sure this portal, which in our Guardian farm, matches up with the original portal in the overworld. Why isn't that working? That's better. Aha, okay. So this portal should no longer take us into Aftermath, it should take us into the Guardian farm. And indeed it does. One more thing to test is to ensure the portals remain aligned when they are both active. And indeed they do. Now let's check going back. A perfect system. Let's check our drops. Now what we must do, and you can see that I've redone this a little bit, but essentially what we need to create is a little chamber. This is where the Guardians will collect, and they'll collect in this chamber, and I'm wondering if this will also work around sort of the new restriction in 1.11 that prevents a specific number of mobs from building up. It will also combat the mob cap because the mobs will be in the nether, which means that I believe, since they're not in the overworld, the Guardian farm will continue to spawn mobs even after 70 are in here, which is really a nice bonus for this farm as well. But we'll have to test it out to know the answers to all these questions for certain. But it's looking like this will be pretty promising. The idea of this is we're just going to have a poison potion. It's going to be very simple. Basically, it's just going to be a poison potion that will be dispensed from here, and we'll use poison potion and kill all the Guardians that way. That's basically what it'll be. Very simple design. Of course, we have to pretty this area up and do all that, but for right now, I just want to focus on getting the mechanics down and working, and we'll come focus on the aesthetics a little bit later. This has so far been the most intense project I have ever worked on, which I think says a lot about how I've adapted to my new life here at Stonewall. There is much work to do yet, but there's also so much potential that I never saw here before. We can really turn Stonewall into a beautiful place. But as it stands right now, we need more resources. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go get some exercise in the box to prepare for our next venture.